Under the azure sky, snow-clad Kyasa peaks shimmer, ancient and eternal. The wind whispers through the icy crags, carrying secrets of bygone eras. In a serene union, Shiva and Parvati embody cosmic harmony. Their perfect balance is a visual symphony of love and divinity. A timeless tableau unfolds against the majestic backdrop of Kyasa. Sunlight streams through stained glass, painting the marble floor as Parvati enters her private chamber, filled with jasmine. The air is thick with frankincense, a sacred aroma enveloping Parvati as she prepares her bath. With deliberate movements, Parvati begins to grind turmeric root against a stone mortar. She adds sandalwood, the fragrant powder mixing with turmeric to create a sacred paste. Each gesture is imbued with reverence, a silent ritual unfolding in the kaleidoscope of colored light. In the bathing chamber, Parvati kneels on the marble, the air heavy with jasmine and the scent of wet stone. Her hands, dyed with turmeric, shape the paste into the crude form of a small child. The cool marble beneath her knees offers a stark contrast to the warmth in her hands. Each touch is deliberate, imbuing the clay with hope and a mother's yearning. The rough form begins to resemble a child, a silent promise in the fragrant air. In the bathing chamber, Parvati's intense focus fills the air as she prepares to breathe life into the clay. Parvati's hand glows faintly, channeling prana into the inert clay figure before her. A faint tremor runs through the clay figure, the first sign of life stirring within its form. The clay figure stirs, a profound moment as Parvati succeeds in her divine task. Slowly, the clay figure's eyes flutter open, revealing a spark of consciousness. Inside the bathing chamber, soft light bathes the room, highlighting the serene ambiance. A youthful boy stands, his gaze unwavering, fixed on Parvati with deep devotion. His eyes reflect loyalty, a silent promise of unwavering service. The air is still, filled with unspoken reverence and anticipation. His youthful features are softened by the warm, diffused light. He stands as a guardian, his presence both respectful and resolute. Steam fills the bathing chamber, swirling around Parvati in her rich silks. Her stern yet loving gaze fixes on a young boy standing guard. Parvati's voice echoes in the fragrant air, a command veiled in affection. "Guard this space, child," she instructs, her eyes conveying the gravity of her words. A solemn promise hangs in the air as she continues, her tone unwavering. "Allow no one to enter, not even Shiva himself," Parvati declares, a hint of defiance. At the palace gates, a boy stands unyielding, staff in hand, his presence a silent command. Deer pause in their grazing, sensing the boy's inherent purity. The world holds its breath. Drawn by his serenity, birds flutter from the eaves, adding to the ethereal scene. Nature itself acknowledges the boy's tranquil power, a silent vigil at the palace entrance. High in the mountains, Shiva descends, his face serene after deep meditation. His ganas follow, their laughter echoing through the otherwise silent, snowy paths. The sound bounces off the mountain, creating a stark contrast to the peace. They descend together, a band of joy amidst the stoic peaks. Before the towering palace gates, Shiva's figure is a silhouette against the bright daylight. He advances, determination etched into every line of his face. His voice rises, a powerful call that shatters the morning calm. The sound echoes, demanding, in the vast expanse before the palace. "Parvati," he cries out, the name resonating with urgency and depth. The gates loom, silent and imposing, as Shiva awaits a response. Towering palace gates loom, casting a long shadow over a small, resolute boy standing defiantly in their path. The boy's eyes burn with unwavering determination, a stark contrast to his tender age. His small frame is rigid, an unyielding barrier against the imposing palace entrance. He stands his ground, his voice ringing out with surprising firmness and resolve. "I cannot allow you to enter," the boy declares, his voice echoing in the vast space. "Parvati has commanded it," he adds, reinforcing his resolve with unwavering obedience. Ganas surge, a grotesque wave crashing against the unyielding palace gates, their advance relentless. Amidst the chaos, a boy stands resolute, a small figure against a monstrous tide. His staff becomes a whirlwind, a blur of defense, each strike a beacon of defiance. Ganas reel, stunned by the boys' unwavering resolve, their advance momentarily halted. Before the towering palace gates, Shiva's brow furrows, a storm gathering in his gaze. His third eye flickers a menacing red, casting an ominous glow on the ancient stones. The air crackles with unseen energy, thickening with an almost palpable cosmic tension. A silent warning echoes through the gates, heralding a power about to be unleashed. Before the towering palace gates, Shiva's eyes blaze, divine fire radiating intensely. Shiva confronts the boy, his shadow stretching ominously across the ancient stones. The courtyard falls silent, anticipating the clash of mortal and immortal wills. His voice, like thunder, shatters the stillness, echoing with celestial power. "Do you dare defy me, mortal?" Shiva's challenge hangs heavy in the charged air. The boy stands defiant, facing the god's wrath with unwavering resolve. Before the towering palace gates, a boy stands, his small frame radiating unwavering determination. His eyes, reflecting a fierce loyalty, are fixed ahead, burning with youthful conviction. He raises his voice, clear and strong against the backdrop of royal power. "I pledge my allegiance only to Parvati," he declares, his words echoing with defiance. The palace gates loom, silent witnesses to his bold declaration, promising an uncertain future. Before the towering palace gates, Shiva raises his trident high, divine fury blazing in his eyes. The trident glows with celestial energy, poised to strike. His face is a mask of righteous anger, a god ready to unleash his wrath. The very air crackles with power as Shiva prepares to deliver judgment. A blinding flash illuminates the palace gates, a scene of stark beauty turned to horror. Shiva's strike is swift and decisive, a dance of destruction against the pure white snow. The boy's head falls, an abrupt descent from life to stillness. A dark stain blossoms on the pristine snow, a stark contrast to the surrounding purity. The silence is deafening, broken only by the echo of Shiva's devastating act. The palace gates stand as silent witnesses to the grim scene, their grandeur now tainted. Parvati ascends from the bathing chamber's depths, water cascading from her form. Her eyes widen, reflecting the dim light, as a horrifying sight greets her. A headless body lies still before her, an image of stark terror. A primal scream erupts from Parvati, a sound of pure, unbridled anguish. The cry echoes through the bathing chamber, amplifying the horror. Her soul tears, the chamber now a vessel of her profound despair. Under the watchful gaze of towering palace gates, Parvati's figure is a beacon of resolve. Her stance is firm, unwavering against the imposing backdrop. A storm of determination brews within her eyes, reflecting the strength of her spirit. Her voice, clear and resonant, cuts through the silence. "Shiva, restore my son." The plea hangs in the air, a challenge and a desperate wish echoing against the stone. Overwhelmed by remorse, Shiva kneels before the imposing palace gates, his shadow stretching long in the fading light. His head bows low, a posture of deep regret etched against the formidable barrier of the palace gates. His voice, thick with emotion, carries a heavy weight of past actions and future promises. "I promise to make him whole," Shiva vows, the words echoing in the vast space before the palace. A close-up on Shiva's clenched fists shows his resolve, a silent vow accompanying his spoken promise. Under a starless sky, shadowy Ganas traverse the deep, snow-laden forests, their eyes gleaming with dark intent. Icy winds whisper through the ancient pines as the Ganas press onward, driven by an unseen force. A silhouette emerges from the swirling snow, an elephant, peacefully sleeping, its massive form still and silent. The elephant faces north, its slumbering presence a stark contrast to the Ganas' frenzied search. The Ganas halt, their eyes fixed on the sleeping giant, a silent question hanging in the frigid air. An eerie calm descends as the Ganas circle the elephant, the snowy landscape amplifying their sinister purpose. In a secluded glade, the Ganas gather, their movements imbued with solemn reverence. A hush falls as they prepare for the sacred act, their faces etched with focus. The elephant stands majestic, unaware of the imminent transformation. With swift, precise movements, the Ganas sever the elephant's head. The act is completed, a moment of profound significance hanging in the air. The Ganas return to the palace gates, their faces a mask of grim determination. They bear the elephant head, a solemn offering under the vast sky. Shiva stands tall, an unreadable stillness in his powerful form. His gaze is fixed on the approaching Ganas, unwavering and profound. With folded hands, Shiva receives the offering, a silent acceptance. A profound moment hangs in the air, heavy with destiny and unspoken sorrow. At the palace gates, Shiva tenderly places the elephant head. The boy's small frame barely holds the weight of destiny. His voice, a deep echo of ancient power, begins to chant, filling the air with vibrations that resonate through the stones. Divine nectar is poured, its shimmer catching the light, resembling liquid starlight flowing over the newly formed head. The nectar cascades, each drop a blessing, transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary before the watchful gates. A profound silence descends as the final drop falls, the air thick with anticipation of the miracle about to unfold. A surge of life courses through the still form, unseen currents of energy weaving a tapestry of rebirth. Dust swirls as the figure begins to stir, a monumental shift in the balance of existence. The elephant-headed boy slowly rises, an awakening giant emerging from the depths of slumber. His eyes open, reflecting the ancient wisdom of ages, now fully embodied as Ganesha. A powerful aura emanates from him, reshaping the very air around the palace gates. Ganesha stands tall, an iconic figure against the backdrop of destiny, his presence commanding reverence. At Kyasa peaks, Ganesha bows deeply, his trunk swaying in reverence before his divine parents. Parvati's eyes, brimming with love, meet Ganesha's as she embraces her beloved son. Shiva raises his hand, bestowing a sacred blessing upon Ganesha, the remover of obstacles. Celestial flowers rain down, a fragrant, vibrant cascade celebrating Ganesha's divine destiny.